What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit. In this video, I want to share with you 11 common questions that people have when they're getting started selling books on Amazon FBA. So I actually went through some of my most popular videos. I've got some videos that have 100,000 plus views. And I went through and I sorted through some of the questions that I was receiving. And I got 10 questions that I want to answer for you guys in this video pertaining to selling on Amazon FBA, particularly getting started selling books on Amazon FBA. So I want to welcome everybody to this live stream. If you are here live, then kudos to you. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that like button and ask some questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Let me go into the feed real quick. We got Killin' Elizabeth in the house. Matt Dresner. What's going on, Matt? Good to see you. Thrift and Flip, Zach McClee, Gene Dodds, Red Rocket Resells. Good to see you, Red Rocket. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. I appreciate all the love. Let's dive right into this video. So first question came from Graph Kings Mixtape and Logo Designs. It's actually from a year ago. Can I ship everything in one box to Amazon and let them box everything? You know, that's the cool thing about selling books on Amazon FBA and utilizing the FBA warehouses is you can get a bunch of items, and instead of shipping out one item, you know, at a time to a customer, essentially what you do is you fill up the box of items and you ship it off to the warehouse, right? And then they pick, pack, ship, and deliver to the customer when it sells. Now, you do want to make sure that it's 50 pounds or less. A couple of years ago, if you had a box that had more than 50 pounds, you can actually write team lift on the side. So if it came to like 60 pounds, it was cool. Nowadays, I've seen people get their accounts suspended and getting strikes for consistently shipping in more than 50 pounds. So make sure that the box is less than 50 pounds. I don't know if there's any rule in terms of a max amount of quantity that you can ship off, but it's usually going to be about 30 to 40 books, probably less than 30 if you're sending in like textbooks and heavier books. So, you know, that is the cool thing about Amazon FBA and selling books. You go out, you source a bunch of them, and then you ship them off in a single box. Now, what size box? I like to use 16 by 16 by 15, but you could use bigger or smaller boxes just depending upon, sorry, it's raining out like crazy. I thought I left my window open. But you could, you know, use bigger or smaller boxes based upon if you have like, you know, really lightweight self-development fiction books, or if you're going with like the heavier, bigger textbooks and whatnot. Next question. This is from Sir Vogue 6. Hey guys, how much will be safe to put as cost per pound to ship to Amazon FBA using the Amazon Seller app? So the Amazon Seller app is the application that I use on my cell phone to scan the barcodes to get information about what the book's selling for. Inside the app, you can actually input a cost per pound. So it'll actually take it out as a fee when you're scanning, so you kind of know if it's profitable or not. I put about 50 cents per pound. That's my average. I'm here in Connecticut. It might be cheaper for you if you're in the middle of the country, but that's what I use. I'd be curious to know what you guys use, but I think 50 cents is a safe number. Question number 3 from Quinn Hall. I am just starting and I would like to know if I should use a professional or an individual account. So when you sign up for Amazon, when you get started selling books, you're going to be automatically signed up for the individual account, which is just a free account. Using the free account, you're going to get hit with some additional fees. I think it's an extra $1 per item that you sell. So if you plan on selling more than 40 books per month, then I would upgrade to the professional account. That's the easiest way to say it. If you're just kind of screwing around, you're new, trying to sell a couple books, just go with the free account for now. But then when you get to the point where, you know, you're selling 40, 50, 100, 200 books a month, which is really easy to scale up to. Sign up for the professional account. It's 40 bucks a month. So hopefully that answered your question. We got a question from Marchetta Diecus 8. What is the minimum number before sending first FBA shipment? There is no minimum amount of books that you have to put into a box to ship off. You could send out 1 book. You could send out 3 books. The thing is, you actually get a really nice discount when you're shipping your books to Amazon through UPS. It's a subsidized rate. So If you just ship out one book, you're going to get hit with $4 or $5 minimum. So that's a $5 fee on that book. Whereas if you shipped out, 30 or 40 books, you can get that knocked down to 30 to 50 cents per book, maybe even less, as a shipping cost, which is really, really awesome. So there is no minimum amount, but I would try to get at least 10 or 15 your first shipment. We got a question from Jonathan Sawyer 9. Thanks so much for the vid. Really enjoyed it. 2 questions. Well, there's actually only 1 question. How picky is Amazon about the boxes you ship inventory to them in? I think what you're asking is, can you ship out boxes with like different labels on it, or if it's all like scribbled on, or if the boxes are kind of beaten up? I'm not entirely sure. I get my boxes from Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. Again, I get the 16 by 16 by 15s. I do know that Amazon doesn't like having additional barcodes on. So if you're getting boxes from work, or if you're going dumpster diving for boxes and they have different labels on it, I would peel off the barcodes, or I would just take a black marker and scribble over it. I know Amazon doesn't like you packing with newspaper as well inside your boxes, because the ink could rub off on the items and affect the, the quality of them. So that's something to look out for. But just make sure the boxes are in good shape. You don't want anything inappropriate. I know Amazon doesn't like shipping out boxes with any type of alcoholic names on it. I one time shipped out a box through USPS, and it was a box that held wine, and they actually rejected it. So I wouldn't do that. We got a question from Tracy Atkin. Love your videos. I'm new to used books, and I've decided to go FBA all the way. I have FBA Scan app, which is a really good app, and have some questions about triggers in general, but specifically what I should consider and whether to buy a book or not related to the FBA info. So I'm not an expert when it comes to the triggers. I've messed around with them a little bit. My good friend, Jim Pickens, who has sold, I think he's done $600,000 in used books this year. He has a course. It's the first link down below, RaikenProfit.com/bookselling 101. He has multiple videos sharing how to set up triggers through FBA Scan, the profit margins, the criteria, pretty much everything that you need. It's pretty advanced stuff. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. I've messed with them a little bit, but I've never really gotten serious about it. So I would definitely check out his course. It's like $97, and it's like a ridiculously amazing course that covers like everything about books, but he has videos on there about that. So I would check that out. Sorry, I can't help you personally. Gabriel is asking, Raiken, for someone who is just starting out the Amazon merchant game, do you advise merchant fulfilling to get things moving as opposed to Amazon FBA? So merchant fulfilling is the same as like eBay, right? You sell an item on eBay, you ship it to the customer directly, you deal with customer service, you're the merchant. It's pretty easy one-on-one transactional deal right there. Whereas FBA, you're shipping out to the fulfillment warehouses, they're pick and packing, sending it off to a customer. So if you're new, which route would you take? I would go FBA, right? Why? When you're a merchant, you've got to store all your items. Imagine having 50, 100, 200 books you have to store. Like storing it's fine, but then when it sells, you have to find it, you have to pick it, you have to package it, you have to ship it, you have to deal with customer service. And sometimes with books, the margins aren't going to be the most amazing, right? So you're not going to want to waste your time doing that for a $3 or $4 profit. It just takes a lot of time. It's hard to scale, and you could usually get a lot more money FBA, right? Customers like to purchase through Amazon FBA. They know it's going to get there in 2 days. They know they can have hassle-free returns. So I would go FBA, and plus you can make more money, scale your business quicker and save time. So I would go FBA, but I'm not a merchant expert. I'm sure there's some really great ways to sell as a merchant and make it worth your time, but I don't really have much experience with that. So I would go FBA. Is it worth the time saving to have Amazon label your products for 20 cents each? So when you sell a book, what you have to do is label your items. There's something called an FN SKU. I think it's 1 inch by 2 5/8 inches. It's a little label. And what you do is you print out the label. It's called an FN SKU over the barcode. And that's going to be a special identification number for Amazon to be able to know the price and to be able to look it up in their system. But it doesn't take very long to print one out. I mean, through Amazon, like shipping and listing through the Amazon platform itself is a little time consuming. I use Inventory Lab right now, and it's a lot quicker, so it's really easy to do it. But it's up to you. It depends what your time is worth. You know, if your time is worth $200 an hour, then yeah, I would spend the 20 cents. But if you're just getting started, you only have $100 in your bank account, every penny counts. I would just label it yourself. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Plus, by labeling your items, once they check in, they actually check in a lot quicker. Whereas if you don't label it, you pay the 20 cents. It takes a lot longer, at least a couple days longer, from my understanding, for the books to get checked into the system and to be available for sale. So that was a question from Joe Montano. Last question that I had written down, and then I'll go on the feed. Get Your Game On says, so what if I send a book to Amazon? I buy for one book, I sell for $3. Just an example. Will I owe Amazon after fees? How does it work? Or are there fees off the sale price? So is there any time that a person will owe Amazon money? Yeah, absolutely. If I was to send this book in and only sold for $5, the fees could be $6 or $7. I would actually owe money. Amazon does not care one bit if you ship items into them and their fees go over and beyond what you get in return. So you've got to be very careful. You've got to make sure that there are profit margins available for you, because obviously there's the shipping into the Amazon fee, there's the cost of goods, there's the selling fees, there's long-term storage fees, fees for supplies. You got to pay taxes at the end of the year. You got to make a profit. So be sure when you're scanning your items, whether you're using FBA Scan or the Amazon Seller app, that you're paying attention to the profit. And you can go into these apps and you can input your cost of goods. Again, the shipping cost, you could have that built into your scanning app as well, so it automatically records that. But make sure that it's worth your time and the profit margins are there. And also keep in mind, sometimes the price is going to decline. Sometimes it'll increase, but sometimes the price is going to decline. So make sure there's enough meat on the bone for you right there. So let me dive into the comment section really quick. 1776 Almaiden's asking, who prices the book, myself or Amazon? You're going to be the one that prices the book. How? What you're going to do is you're going to go based off of the listings, right? Who is selling the book? Are there 10 FBA sellers? The lowest one's coming in at 22, but maybe it's acceptable condition. The next one might be very good at 32. You might price 32. So it's just based on what the market is at, essentially, and then based on your business model as well. So it's a little different whereas with Amazon, people are jumping on and piggybacking on a listing. eBay, you have to look at the sold listings, more or less comparable sales. Amazon, I'm pricing based on the market and my business model. Arbitrage Architect, what's going on? I am still doing books while doing Q4 toys, AKA I'm very tired at the end of my days. I could only imagine. TK, what's up, TK? Would you recommend buying a good amount of books first, like 15 or 20, then open the Amazon FBA account? I would just jump right into FBA personally. I really wouldn't mess with being a merchant seller. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. If you're asking, should you get a professional account immediately? I wouldn't until you reach that 40 per month threshold. Matt Dresner, as a newbie, how does an automatic repricer work? A repricer, we use Reprice It. It is a software that automatically prices your items at different times during the day. You can set it based on criteria. So you can have them undercut. You can have them go up in price. You can match based on competition. There's a whole bunch of different factors. Check out repriceit.com, I believe. But it's cool. I think I pay like $18 a month or something like that. But it essentially just prices automatically for you based on criteria that you set in the software. But you have to be careful to set that up properly, or else you could do some damage. Kelly says 84 people watching and only 29 thumbs up. Share the love. I appreciate that. So if you guys are enjoying this, be sure to share the love. I only got about 5 more minutes left. Why? Because the grill is going on outside. I've got some sirloin links on the smoker grill outside. So I'm doing a little quick smoke and answering some Q&A for you guys. So I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can and cut out all of the small talk. Haircut, yes. Curious, I appreciate your advice. What percentage of your income is reselling? It really, really depends. There's months where it's 70% of my income. There's months where it's 10% of my income. It really just depends. That's the cool thing about my business. You know, there's months where I focus hard on personal branding, YouTube affiliate marketing. There's months where I go hard into FBA and I go super hard into eBay. So it really depends. To be honest with you, over time, more of my income has been going away from reselling just because The YouTube channel has been growing. I've been learning a lot about affiliate marketing. And it's just a super, super scalable business. It's a lot easier to scale versus having a business with inventory. I'm just being honest for me. So it's slowly but surely becoming more outside of reselling. But then again, it really, really depends, right? It's what I put my effort into. What does your shirt say? I know the shirt is so corny. Bad Boy Baseball, $1 thrift store find. I get comments about it all the time. Izaluli, sometimes when I scan a book, the same title will have multiple listings with different ranks. Can you explain why? It's because when somebody, like for example, this book, say this book has never been listed on Amazon, I would have to create a listing. Well, say I create a listing and I take a crappy picture and I don't know, I create like a bad listing, or for one reason or another guy comes around and he's like, I don't want to piggyback on that listing for that book. He could create a new listing. So from my understanding, people are creating multiple listings. Now, what listing do you jump on? I jump on the listing that has the lowest sales rank, the fastest selling sales rank. So the highest sales velocity. I jump on that one. And that's the one that's going to be ranking the best in the Amazon search anyway. So just go under the one that's selling most. What about the seller prime thing? Is it better than FBA? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I know recently merchants were able to get that prime stamp on their listing. I'm not exactly sure how that works though. What's up, the Paul? Is it possible to go from a pro merchant account to a free basic account? I started paying but not shipping 40 bucks a month. Yeah, I'm sure you can just go right down to the free account. I would do that. I think you could downgrade it. How does the ranking system work? The rank is based upon the sales velocity. So the more a book sells, essentially the lower the number is going to be. And the longer the book doesn't sell, the higher it gets. So it's based on sales velocity. Yeah. Yes, Red Rocket, only 5 more minutes of love. That's why I'm just banging through these questions really quick. Brian says, I heard recently that Amazon doesn't take textbooks anymore or just some restricted. That's not true. They take a ton of textbooks. Out of 100 textbooks that I scanned, there's probably less than 5% that are restricted for me. So that's a rumor. I mean, they have started restricting a lot of like the really, really popular new books, some of them, but I haven't experienced much of it. It's not really a problem yet. Kind of like it is for retail arbitrage. Matt says, how do you determine a good sales rank in any given category when scanning at the store? You just got to get accustomed to it. If you're a part of any of the Facebook groups, or if you do a Google search, there's a lot of people who have put out these little FBA rank charts where it'll show like what's a good rank for each category. So I would ask around in some of the Facebook groups. If you're in the Green Room, which is a membership site that I run with a couple guys, we have about 800 members in there. We have a Green Room FBA chart in there. So if you're a member, definitely go into the website and check that out. Jan A says, how do you price books if there are no FBA sellers? What I would do is I would use camel.com. I would put in the ASIN number, and then I would take a look at the sales history. Also, you can go into eBay sold listings to get an idea of what that book is bringing in. But Camel, Keepa, or eBay is what I would use. James says, why are some items with multiple listings blocked, but others are not? Can't list on one with the higher rank. I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's the algorithm just blocking certain listings. I think certain brands are obviously stirring up some problems. So a listing gets blocked, restricted, and then somebody creates a new listing, maybe under a different category, and it just gets under the radar. I'm not sure, but if it's restricted, there's nothing you can really do. All right, I'm going to get off here in about 2 minutes. Have you ever gotten hit with long-term storage fees? I have, but when I hear that the fees are coming, what I do is I go into my inventory and I clear out any of the kind of the dead stock. You know, sometimes you're going to have books that, you know, you might have a book that's selling for 25 bucks when you ship it in, and then a bunch of sellers come in, and I don't know, you just don't get your price, and over, you know, 2, 3, 4 months, it's down to like $3. It happens every now and then. Probably 5% of the books I ship in will never sell, maybe 10% sometimes. But that's the thing about books that I enjoy. You know, it's risk versus reward. You buy a book for $1, it pops for 30 bucks. You could fail on 10 books and still be a profitable guy or gal in your business. So, you know, a certain percentage are going to just lose the value, and, you know, you don't want to get hit with a long-term storage fee. So I'll eliminate them from my inventory and have them destroyed. Why would a book at around 1.5 million bestseller rank be restricted due to slow ASIN, but another book at 3 million not restricted? I'm not sure. I see it sometimes. I've seen toys that have like a 600,000 rank, and they've got that little circle with it's that symbol that indicates it's a slow ASIN. It's there. I don't know. I think it's something to do with the algorithm. Boston Best Flip says, walking into the thrift store right now. Have a great night. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Yeah. When you have inventory, you can actually have it shipped back to you, which I think is like 50 cents or 30 cents. I want to say 50. I don't know. Someone correct me. Or you can have it destroyed, AKA Amazon will probably resell it. I think, I don't know, for, I don't know. I want to say 15 cents. I'm not sure, but you can have it destroyed out of your inventory. So you don't have to have it shipped back. You can't just delete it for free. That's one of the unfortunate things. Yeah, James saying 50 cents to ship to you. Mike saying list. You always inspire me to get hard at work and source. That's awesome. So just want to answer some questions for you guys. Sorry for rushing, but I just want to bang out these answers for you guys because I know your time is precious. Plus, I got some steak on the grill. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go flip the steak, and I'm going to have a good night. Hopefully you guys do as well. If you did enjoy this video and I answered a lot of your questions and I was able to add value, do me a big favor. Hit that like button down below. It really helps out a lot. If you haven't checked out already, Book Selling 101, which is the course created by my good friend, Jim Pickens. He actually has his warehouse about 15 minutes away from me. Check out his course. It's the first link down below. It's Book Selling 101, RaikenProfit.com/bookselling101. The course is dirt cheap. It's got tons of videos. I think it has like 40 or 50 videos, and it's really, really cool. It's great for the beginner, but also the intermediate and advanced. So check that out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Appreciate it.